Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 4 and the rest of the Arrowverse because it's crossover talk time. But quickly before we get into this video, at the end of the video I will be starting a giveaway for Wonder Woman on Blu-ray or DVD, so be sure to stick around until the end of the video to find out how you could be in the running to win that. So obviously, not yesterday, but the day before, we got the awesome reveal of the poster for the big 4-show Arrowverse crossover between Supergirl, Arrow, The Flash, and of course, Legends of Tomorrow. Not only did it give us some pretty cool artwork to look at, but it also gave us the title of the crossover as well as a tease of the villains that our heroes will be up against for the most part. But the biggest reveal of this teaser poster for many was the title of the crossover event and the story that the crossover will be telling, which is of course, Crisis on Earth X. The introduction of Earth X has got a lot of people talking and also a bit confused in some areas, so I thought I would make a video doing my best to explain it all to everyone. But if I do miss out on anything that you do see as important and vital information about Earth X, or just something else that you're confused about, please leave it in the comments section down below. Now the first thing to actually go over is actually the name of Earth X. I did see some people wondering if this is Earth 10 or if it is just called Earth X, because obviously in Roman numerals X means 10. The term Earth X was introduced in the 1970s, I think the mid-1970s, and not really used too much. But when they reshaped the DC Comics multiverse, they introduced Earth 10, which is where this crossover is being inspired from by the looks of it. But Earth 10 was actually also inspired by Earth X with the same premise and issues in regards to what's going on that Earth. They did introduce another version of Earth 10 only a couple of years back, but it wasn't that big. But this crossover seems that it's more connected to that first Earth 10 that came around just after Earth X was introduced. But then again, another question that'll come up around this is why call it Crisis on Earth X? Why not call it Crisis on Earth 10? And you might even just have got the answer from me saying it then. It sounds cooler when it's Earth X instead of Earth 10. So I think that's why they've gone Crisis on Earth X, but you know, it's based off Earth 10, which was inspired by Earth X, so I don't think there's too much room to complain there about why they've called it that. But in regards to the story of the crossover, it should essentially be based around the same premise from the comics. And that is that on Earth 10, or Earth X, whatever you want to call it, Germany actually wins World War II, and specifically Nazi Germany. Now this was due to Overman, who was essentially Superman, but he landed in German occupied territory and was raised by none other than Adolf Hitler. So yeah, just imagine how that would have gone. So you would have to think the crossover story will be based around breaking the current regime on Earth X, as well as stopping the threats on Earth X, the villains. Now a whole what if situation around what if Germany did World War II isn't necessarily the newest thing. It has been across different forms of media, even nowadays we have Man in the High Castle and stuff like that. But I do like what if stories, what if this happened, what if JFK didn't get assassinated, stories like that. So I'm actually really looking forward to the story within this crossover. But speaking of the villains, thanks to the poster we got, we now know of 4 of the villains that our heroes are coming up against. The first of these is the Earth X version of Supergirl, who is known as Overgirl. So we have Overman, Superman, Supergirl, Overgirl. In the comics, she's actually a clone of Overman rather than his actual biological cousin. But Overman does refer to her as his cousin, so yeah. In the crossover, you think they would just replace Overman's role from the comics with Overgirl and make her the main focus, but it would be cool to see Tyler Hoechlin, or Tyler Hoechlin, however you want to pronounce it, back for the crossover, whether it is as Superman or as Overman in some way. Now next up is the Earth X Green Arrow, or just the evil Archer dude. Now in the comics, from my knowledge at least, there isn't a character like this on Earth X, but that doesn't really matter too much, as it's not like there is a massive amount of backstory to go over regarding their villains, apart from maybe Overgirl. It's more about the story's premise on Earth X and what's actually happening on there. Next up is the Earth X version of the Flash, and I think he looks the coolest, he looks so sick. And going by the poster, his suit is very accurate to the one from the comics, which is always bonus points for me. You guys should know that I love it when they're very, very accurate with the comic book suits and how they translate to screen. If they're very accurate, then it's definite bonus points for me. Now, there isn't really anything else to go over in regards to this character, as he isn't a massive part of the story in the comics. But in regards to these Earth X versions of Supergirl, Green Arrow, and of course the Flash, they will be played by Melissa Benoist, Stephen Amell, and Grant Gustin, as there was some confusion over whether that would be the case. Overgirl, Evil Green Arrow, and Evil Flash will be in the Freedom Fighters The Ray animated show on the CWC. You might have seen a trailer. If not, I will leave it linked in the description below if you do want to go watch it. You might get like a sneak peek of what the crossover is going to be like. And those characters of Overgirl, Evil Green Arrow, and Evil Flash will be voiced by the 3 actors from the CW DC TV shows, which is awesome to see because it just feels a bit weird when they have like similar characters or the same characters on an animated show and they have a different voice than what's in the live action stuff. So that's awesome to see them do. Now obviously there is this other villain down here. I did a video specifically based around that. It was an Arrow video yesterday. I will leave it linked in the description below, but he does look like Prometheus. But yeah, as I said, that video linked down below goes into much more detail that I don't really want to spend too much time on in this video. You can see on the poster that these villains are all like wearing masks. Now this was another thing people were bringing up and were like, what the hell is going on here? And the main reason they would most likely be wearing masks, in my opinion at least, were just to make shooting scenes between our 3 heroes and their evil doppelgangers much easier. Like when you have to have an actor play 2 roles on screen at the same time, so they have to film every scene twice, it just makes the shooting process much longer. And these crossovers take a ridiculous amount of time to film without that stuff. So just imagine if they had to put that stuff in. So there will obviously be scenes where they don't have the masks on, but initially in the crossover, in big scenes, they will most likely have these masks on and then take them off at later points in the event when it's necessary, like where it's like an indoor scene where maybe it's just 1-on-1 or 2-on-2. They just need to, you know, make sure they like ration their time correctly because this thing's already going to take a month and a half to film. And if they had to like do all those scenes where there's the actors got 2 different characters to play in the same scene, it would just stretch out the timing a ridiculous amount. But on Earth X, it's not like it is just these villains and there's no heroes trying to stop them. Like the heroes have free reign and there's no one trying to stop them. On Earth X, we have a group called the Freedom Fighters who are involved in that animated series I mentioned earlier because, well, it was called Freedom Fighters The Ray, duh. They did confirm one of the Freedom Fighters to be appearing in the crossover, and that is the main focus of that Freedom Fighters animated series, and of course that is the Ray. He will be played by Russell Tovey, I think that's how you pronounce the actor's name, and you can see the Ray on the poster right here. It is unclear at the moment whether any of the other Freedom Fighters will be making an appearance in the crossover. They could possibly all be dead, and that is why the Arrowverse characters are brought into the fold by the Ray to help protect Earth X. Who knows, but I'm sure we should learn more as they move further into the shooting. They did start filming the crossover yesterday or the day before, one of the two. Another cool thing about the addition of the Ray is that he is an LGBT character, so they added another one into the Arrowverse. It's good to see that they're adding more. I think what we got 4 that are going to be in this crossover specifically, because I think there's Sarah, Alex Danvers, Mr. Terrific, and now the Ray. If I'm missing out on anyone, let me know. I don't think I am though. But now let's get on to giveaway time. So as I said, the prize is Wonder Woman on either Blu-ray or DVD, whatever system you have. Some people have Blu-ray, some people don't have it, so that's why I'm offering DVD as well. Now all you have to do to be in the running for this is leave a like on the video, be subscribed to the channel, and of course answer this question in the comments section down below. What are you looking forward to most in this year's Arrowverse crossover? So yeah, that's all you have to do. Leave a like, be subscribed, and just leave an answer to that question in the comments section down below. Could be seeing the Freedom Fighters, could be seeing the Ray, could be seeing all the evil doppelgangers. Any question, or any answer might I say, to that question is in the running to win. But thanks for watching, guys. As I said, that's all you have to do to enter the giveaway, and I'll catch you on the next video. Goodbye.